The night was quiet, almost too quiet for a city that never really slept. The kind of silence that settles in just before something unexpected happens. A faint breeze moved through the streets, carrying with it the distant hum of traffic and the glow of neon lights flickering against rain-soaked pavement. Clint Eastwood sat alone. Not on a movie set. Not under bright lights. Not surrounded by cameras or directors shouting instructions. Just Clint. Older now. Wiser. The kind of man who had seen everything life could throw at him and still managed to walk through it with that same calm, unreadable expression. The legend himself, sitting in a dimly lit bar tucked away from the chaos of Hollywood. He wasn't there to be noticed. In fact, he preferred it that way. A glass of whiskey rested in his hand, untouched for a while now. His eyes weren't focused on anything in particular, just drifting through memories, scenes from a life that most people could only dream of. Westerns. War films. Awards. Fame. And yet, in that moment, none of it seemed to matter. Because something felt missing. That's when she walked in. The door creaked slightly as it opened, letting in a rush of cool air. It wasn't dramatic. No spotlight followed her. No music played in the background. But somehow, everything changed. She wasn't trying to impress anyone. No loud entrance. No attention-seeking energy. Just presence. There was something about her that made people look twice without even realizing why. Not just beauty, though yes, she had that too. It was something deeper. Confidence without arrogance. Mystery without effort. She scanned the room for a second before walking in, her footsteps steady, unhurried. And for the first time that night, Clint looked up. Their eyes didn't meet immediately. But when they did, it wasn't one of those exaggerated movie moments. No dramatic zoom. No slow motion effect. Just a simple glance. But sometimes, that's all it takes. She walked toward the counter, just a few seats away from him. Close enough to notice, far enough to keep distance. She ordered something simple, her voice calm, almost soft. Clint turned slightly, pretending not to look. But he noticed everything. The way she carried herself. The way she didn't seem impressed by the place, the people, or even the quiet presence of a man the world had admired for decades. That intrigued him. Because most people reacted. They stared. They whispered. They asked for photos or stories. But she didn't. Minutes passed. Silence filled the space between them, but it wasn't uncomfortable. It was interesting. Finally, Clint spoke. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Just enough. Not from around here, are you? She turned her head slightly, a faint smile appearing, not forced, not exaggerated. Is it that obvious? Her tone was light, but there was confidence behind it. Clint smirked just a little. I've seen a lot of people walk into places like this. You walk in like you're not trying to be seen, but somehow you are. She let out a quiet laugh. Maybe people just look too much. That caught him off guard. Most conversations didn't go like this. Most people tried to impress him. She didn't seem interested in that at all. And that made him curious. Or maybe, Clint replied, some people just don't care who's watching. She turned fully toward him now. And maybe some people spend too much time thinking about who is. There it was. Not disrespect. Not arrogance. Just honesty. And Clint respected that. The conversation didn't explode into something dramatic. It didn't need to. It unfolded slowly. Naturally. They talked about simple things at first. Travel. Cities. Quiet places that people overlook. Moments that don't make headlines but stay with you forever. She didn't ask about his movies. Didn't mention his fame. Didn't even act like she knew who he was, though it was almost impossible not to. And Clint? He didn't bring it up either. For once, he wasn't the legend. He was just a man having a conversation. Time moved differently that night. Hours passed without either of them noticing. The bar grew quieter. People left. The noise faded. But their conversation didn't. At one point, Clint asked something he didn't usually ask strangers. "What are you looking for?" She paused. Not because she didn't have an answer, but because she was choosing the right one. "Something real," she said finally. No hesitation. No drama. Just truth. Clint leaned back slightly, studying her. "Hard to find that these days." She nodded. "Only if you're looking in the wrong places." That hit deeper than he expected. Because maybe, just maybe, he had been. The night came to an end the way all nights do. Slowly. Quietly. No grand finale. No dramatic goodbye. She stood up, adjusting her jacket. "It was nice talking to you," she said. Clint nodded. "Yeah, it was." For a moment, it seemed like that was it. Just another passing encounter. The kind that fades away by morning. But then she paused. Turned back slightly. And said something that stayed with him long after she left. "You're not as hard to read as you think." Then she walked out. And just like that, she was gone. The door closed behind her, and the quiet returned. But something had changed. Clint sat there for a while longer, staring at the same glass of whiskey. But now, he wasn't lost in old memories. He was thinking about something new. About someone who walked into his life for just a few hours. And somehow left a lasting impression. Days passed. Then weeks. Life went on. Meetings. Scripts. Conversations. But every now and then, he thought about that night. About what she said. About how she saw right through him in a way most people never could. And that's the thing about unexpected encounters. They don't ask for permission. They don't follow rules. They just happen. And sometimes, they stay with you longer than anything planned ever could. Because not every important moment in life is loud. Not every meaningful connection is permanent. Sometimes, all it takes is one night. One conversation. One person who sees you differently. And suddenly, everything feels just a little bit clearer. And maybe that's what makes moments like that so powerful. Not because they last forever, but because they don't need to.